Welcome. This is Charlie from CIC News for You. Conservatives informing conservatives with summary news. For those of you that don't like to read, this is a quick recap of news for you from current events based on a couple of my posts this week with some references to old posts. My intent is to keep you informed on news, but with a conservative view that you don't normally find in the mainstream media. Today's topics are Clinton and her attempts to fight against ongoing efforts by Judicial Watch to explain her use of a private email server and Benghazi actions as well, and will be followed by a quick summary of William Barr's Department of Justice effort looking into the Chinese government's actions against our country. Both of these topics are important in my opinion. Okay, let's get started with Clinton and the ongoing saga from Judicial Watch to hold her accountable for her illegal email server and the Benghazi events. She has been ducking and hiding now for many years and is still doing everything in her power to prevent testifying in court. The more she fights, the more I believe she is guilty of many things that I hope will eventually come out. One piece of evidence released by the FBI and made public in 2016 was the fact that Clinton's aide twice destroyed her old mobile devices by breaking them in half and smashing them with a hammer. This has even been fact-checked by Snopes.com. Of course, Clinton always says she did not destroy evidence, and maybe not, but she had her staff do it for her. There is no way Clinton cannot be held accountable for destroying physical evidence just because she directed others to perform the act. She needs to be accountable. The buck stops with her, and her only. Let's continue. In 2017, the New York Post reported that Judicial Watch shared 1,600 emails they obtained by using the Freedom of Information Act. Of special note is that these were emails that the Clinton group failed to turn over from her illegal private server and that she thought were most likely gone forever. But because of the efforts of Judicial Watch, they found these emails that show requests for State Department favors and classified information being sent through non-government servers using non-government accounts with inappropriate security to protect the information. Why has she not been brought to court yet? That's what I want to know. As of today, Clinton is still doing her best to avoid, at all measures, to be brought into court to talk about her illegal email actions while in office. Clinton, as well as Cheryl Mills, who was Clinton's longtime aide, that was given immunity by the Department of Justice, continue to fight against providing any testimony in the Judicial Watch case, and are trying to use their previous status of being high-level government officials as a means to block this investigation. Why? Maybe they have something to hide. And ask yourself, why in the world would the Department of Justice give Cheryl Mills immunity? Just think of the time frame when this occurred and who was in the FBI at the time, and you will have your answer. Deep state or corruption come to mind. At least it does for me. Concerning the Judicial Watch case, Judge Lambert from the Federal District Court is frustrated by the written responses provided by the Clinton lawyers and during each discovery phase of this legal action, and concerned that more questions are generated from each response provided. Sounds like the lawyers for Clinton are trying to omit or obstruct any truth from being provided, and most likely are providing generalized, non-specific responses to discovery, trying to hold their head above water. I believe if they told the blunt truth, Clinton and her legal team would be drowning, therefore the omission of the truth. Of course, that is the job of her lawyers. The people just need to have a better lawyer to get to the truth. Hopefully, time is running out for this Black blockade, and Judge Lambert's patience is also running out. It is about time. The continuous responses where Clinton states that she cannot recall or remember details has persuaded the judge to allow the plaintiffs to deposition Clinton. Good job. Being present in court with the evidence at hand just might bring back some of Clinton's memories. But I doubt that. She will lie, in my opinion, and still state she cannot remember or recall. Now, how much sense does that make? When this person was a high level official that even ran for president, and she wants to try to say she can't remember? Sorry, but give me a break. That doesn't even make logical sense to me. Now, on to the China, or should I say the Chinese Communist Party. I'm trying to stay away from generalizing the Chinese people because just like us, they are hardworking people trying to advance and support their families. Now, the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP for short, is another story. Let's start with an old piece of news first. The CCP efforts to take control of some shipping lanes in the Pacific. As I reported in a previous video, this story is not getting a lot of media reporting, but is something we need to be concerned with. An article from Foreign Policy has it correct and stated, despite Chinese President Xi Jinping's pledge not to militarize the islands, these necessary defense facilities are provided primarily for maritime safety and natural disaster support. Yeah, how many people actually believe that? I don't believe that, not even for a minute. What is sad is that our past administrations allowed the CCP to get away with this, and China has now completed the build out of islands in the Pacific. Why did these administrations not do anything? They were weak and politically concerned to take actions, is what I think. And as usual, we the people will have to live with the impacts on non action. However, at least now we have a president that can deal with the situation. And when the time is appropriate, he will clean up what past administrations left him, just like the issue with North Korea. Now, let's cover a few recent actions by the CCP, and thank goodness Attorney General William Barr is on point. Attorney General Barr just did an interview with Laura Ingraham on Wednesday and stated point blank that the Chinese government is engaged in a full court blitzkrieg against the United States. That's scary, in my opinion. We already know that the CCP has been hiding critical coronavirus data that could have saved many, many lives. And we will probably never know just how many lives could have been saved because I don't believe the CCP will ever release the true data. Hopefully, some of the underground Chinese people that know what is going on will slowly leak out the information. It will be slow because, unlike our country, people that report anything negative in China seem to suddenly disappear or die. At least that is my belief. There are too many disappearances already, and this can be validated by multiple publications. Laura Ingraham asked Barr, what about the Justice Department getting involved more? Barr responded, yes. The department is heavily engaged in that. In fact, that's one of our highest priorities in the country in the counterintelligence realm, counter-espionage realm, and protection of trade secrets as our activities directed to defend against the Chinese, Barr responded. The Chinese are engaged in a full court blitzkrieg of stealing American technology, trying to influence our political system, trying to steal secrets at our research universities, and so forth. Wow, don't see too much of all of this in the news. And we are focused on it. We have something we call the China Initiative, he said. We've brought a lot of indictments, but it's something that we also have to expose by letting the business community understand exactly the nature of the threat. And that means to me, letting the businesses know you can't always go to China just because it's cheaper. That's one of the reasons they have so much over us at this point in time. To sum this up, Barr was asked, who's the bigger threat to America's election security, Russia or China? Barr responded, China, and not only for our election process, but geopolitically, economically, militarily, and a threat to our educational institutions, which I reported on before. We need to be concerned, and we need to inform others. Our Congress needs to act. This needs to stop. Okay, this is my summary for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I am working on doing this more frequently going forward. As always, I appreciate your support. Stay informed and stay safe. Signing off, Charlie.